Small ocelot kitten emerging from the shadow of a fallen tree at dawn, soft golden light across the savanna, the kitten wobbling on unstable paws, immersive realism, detailed fur, warm atmosphere, cinematic wildlife scene. The mother ocelot had left long before sunrise, under a thin sliver of moonlight. She hoped to hunt quickly and return before her baby grew frightened. But the night offered nothing, and morning found her too far away. Nearby, in a shallow ravine, rested an exhausted puma, massive, tense, worn by hunger. She had spent the night chasing a deer that once again slipped from her claws. Starvation tightened her belly and sharpened her thoughts to blades. The kitten's cry pierced the air so clearly that the puma instantly lifted her head. Her ears turned, catching the sound as though it were a call of fate. The scent reached her, weak, soft, utterly defenseless. She rose and moved quietly, step by step, dissolving into the tall grass. The ocelot kitten didn't notice the huge shape approaching, too focused on exploring the world. The puma stopped above him, her shadow falling like night over a patch of sun. He looked up and froze, as if all movement had left his tiny body. The puma leaned down, slowly inhaling the scent of a fragile new life. She extended her paw and gently pressed him to the ground. The kitten squeaked softly, more surprised than frightened. The puma felt his trembling bones beneath her padded paw. Hunger pushed her forward, but memory held her back. He wasn't prey, he was too small, too delicate, too heartbreakingly alive. She stared at him long, as though seeing an echo of something she had lost. Two forces battled in her chest, equal and dangerous. Suddenly the air split with the sharp scream of the ocelot mother. She raced through the grass so fast the earth trembled beneath her paws. Her eyes blazed with a fury that knew no fear of death. The puma turned at the exact moment the mother slammed into her full force. They rolled, kicking up dust, claws ripping fur and skin. The kitten hid beneath a bush, trembling but alive. The mother ocelot arched her back and stood between the puma and her child. Her breathing was ragged, but her resolve had turned to iron. The puma rose slowly, hesitation flickering behind her gaze. She struck first, sweeping the ocelot aside with a heavy blow. The mother cried out but leapt back up instantly. Her body shook, yet her spirit held firm. The kitten squeaked again, thin, piercing, like fear turned into sound. Both predators froze for a heartbeat, but it was enough. The puma looked at the child, then at his bleeding mother. Something old and soft stirred inside her, like an old scar waking. She remembered her own cubs, taken in the night by prowling coyotes. And memory hit her harder than hunger ever could. The puma stepped back, then again, struggling to breathe. The ocelot mother didn't trust her eyes, yet she stood poised to fight on. But the larger predator slowly turned away, her rage dissolving. The mother staggered, yet rushed to her baby, pulling him close. She licked his ears, his face, his paws until his trembling eased. Her wound throbbed, but his life mattered more. The puma watched them from afar, without growls, without hatred, only exhaustion. She knew victory would cost her more strength than she had left. And memory returned the last warmth still beating in her chest. She turned and walked away down the slope, each step heavy and slow. The grass closed behind her, hiding the choice she had made. The world grew quiet again, but different now. The ocelot mother gripped her kitten by the scruff and carried him toward denser growth. Her movements were sharp with pain, yet precise and driven. She knew they couldn't stay here another moment. They reached an old fallen log that offered shade and a place to hide. The kitten pressed against her, as if afraid she might vanish again. She wrapped him with her tail as best she could. The puma collapsed beneath the shadow of a boulder, breath tearing from her chest. Hunger still burned, but sounded strangely muted now. She closed her eyes, seeing a tiny silhouette in her mind. The savanna sang its daytime chorus, rustling grass, insects, antelope calls. But for the ocelot mother the whole world shrank to the warmth under her paws. She listened to her child's breathing like sacred music. The kitten drifted into sleep, nose tucked into her chest, wrapped in safety. The mother nudged him softly with her forehead, soothing him. His breathing grew calm and steady. The puma lifted her head one last time toward where the pair had vanished. She did not follow, not from weakness, but from choice. A choice that burned and eased her all at once. The sun climbed higher, and the savanna returned to its ordinary pulse. But among the grasses lingered a new quiet story, one that nearly ended, yet survived. A tale of a predator who turned away and a mother who stood her ground for love. Far across the savanna, the puma continued her slow walk, the wind brushing through her tired fur as if trying to comfort her. Each step felt lighter than the previous one, as though the decision she made carried her forward. The landscape stretched endlessly before her, offering silence instead of judgment. Back in the shadows beneath the log, the ocelot mother finally allowed herself to rest, her breath deep and steady. The kitten shifted slightly in his sleep, safe and warm under her protective body. And for the first time since dawn, she felt the world was merciful enough to trust it again.